Hello there, everyone! Alexman here, and welcome to another Zelda playthrough. And today we are going back to the past, and we have the link to it. Welcome to The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, a fan-favorite game of mine. But before we begin this adventure of ours, we have an intro to take care of. Long ago, in the beautiful kingdom of Hyrule, surrounded by mountains and forests, legends tell of an omniscient and omniscient golden power that resided in a hidden land. Many people aggressively sought to enter the hidden golden land, but no one ever returned. One day, evil power began to flow from the golden land. So the king commanded 7 wise men to seal the gate to the land of the golden power. That seal should have remained for all time. But when these events were obscured by the mist of time and became legend, a mysterious wizard known as Agnim came to Hyrule to release the seal. He eliminated the good king of Hyrule. Through evil magic, he began to make descendants of the 7 wise men vanish, one after another. And the time of destiny for Princess Zelda is drawing near. And that is our story, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going, everyone? Alexman here. And let's get into our adventure for today's events. We're going to start off on this file here. And I'm going with the generic, if all, interesting name for our adventure. Because this was around the time where your main character was actually, your file name was actually referenced in-game with players. So we're going to go with the obligatory common one, I say. That is the adventure. I say to the past, let's go. Let's start off this adventure proper, folks. Help me. Please help me. I am a prisoner in the dungeon of the castle. My name is Zelda. The wizard Agnim has done something to the other missing girls. Now only I remain. Agnim has seized control of the castle and is now trying to open the 7 wise men's seal. I'm in the dungeon of the castle. Please help me. I say, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back by morning. Oh, don't leave the house. Uncle, come back! No! Oh, you're fine. Well, we're gonna disobey our uncle. There we go. Alright, guys, we're going to say proper. Now, this game has a different name over in Japan. This game is... Okay, you got the lamp. You can now light torches and see your way in darkness. Oh, good. But it uses magic power to use. Oh well. Anyway, but, this game has a different name in Japan. It is called the Legend. It's basically called Legend of Zelda: The Triforce of the Gods. And so, also the fact of the matter is, after this game was released, a manga was tied to it as well. It was also called A Link to the Past, but also the translated version would also say A Triforce of the Gods as well. But we also get introduction to our I say here, Link as well, and Yeah, it's kind of a nice upgrade from Legend of Zelda 1. But the top-down perspective and everything. We have this rainy effect, which I do love. And also this music in the background is really cool. What are you doing up this late, kid? Can't you stay? You can't stay up when you're grown up. Now go home. I see you brought a map with you. Don't get lost. Press X button to see your map. Yes, we have our map here. We hit the X button and we have our... And also, this is like the only time you see the map in darkness because it's actually cloudy outside. Actually, kind of a neat attention to detail there, folks. You look strong for a kid. How much can you lift? You can press the A button while touching a thing to lift it. So these guards here prevent you from going anywhere else, but they also tell you at the tutorial. I bet you can't wait until you're old enough to use a sword. Press the B button to use your sword once you get it. Help me. I'm in the dungeon of the castle. I know there's a hidden path from the outside of the castle to the garden inside. So Zelda actually tells you how to continue on with the game if you play enough with the tutorials long enough. A lot of people don't actually don't show that off, so it's actually kind of cool that's shown off right there. But again, we have our lamp with us. We don't have a sword yet, so we can't do anything with it. Hey, you're not allowed in the castle, son. Now go home and get some sleep. But I can't. It's raining outside, and the rain is probably seeping through the walls and the roof. Ugh. Oh well. Well, this Zelda needs to help. I need her help, or I need to help her. So let's open this up and ah! Ow! That was a big drop there. Uncle! I say, I didn't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield and listen. You can focus power in the blade. Hold the B button. Then release it using the secret technique handed down by our people. I say, you can do it. Save the princess. Zelda is your... I got a sword, but Zelda's my what? What? Oh no, he's dead. That's it. I am on a veritable rampage to avenge my uncle. So we have Zelda, or Link here actually uses his sword, actually as a real sword this time instead of stabbing people like in last time. If you don't grab the lamp from the beginning of the game in your house, you can pick it up here. But if you don't, you get 5 rupees for doing so. But yeah, we have our sword, and if we hold the B button down, we can use this stabby attack to check for walls that are breakable or not. But also we have our sort of, trademarked spin attack, which is really nice. Now, I did not grow up with this game. I didn't have a Super Nintendo back in the day. I always, when I was able to stay over with my aunt's place, she had a Super Nintendo and this game in it as well. And this is where I actually got introduced to the Zelda series, or at least this game from that. And eventually I got the GBA version of the game, and I count as one of my little more repeatable Zelda adventures. I do come back to this game from time to time because it's just so iconic and classic. We also get an introduction to enemies. We have the Green Knights. Now these could be considered not Dark Nuts because these were basically Hyrulean guards being corrupted by Agnim's power. Now I'll say this right now. Link, or at least Link here. In the manga, he actually hates fighting with swords. He actually doesn't want to be a knight. He just wants to be a farmer and actually cultivate the best apples in Hyrule's ever seen. So, and the fact that he's sworn into this has the descendant of the legendary knights. Basically goes, he was like, I don't want to be a knight. I want to be a farmer. And it's kind of nice to see that. Again, folks, you need to read the mangas. The Zelda mangas are amazing. And they're widely out there in English translation as well. So if you have the time, go find the Zelda mangas translated. You will not be disappointed by the story of A Link to the Past. But Hyrule Castle as a whole is our first dungeon. Yeah, we're getting to our first dungeon at the beginning of the game. But this is, I would say Hyrule Castle is more of the intro dungeon. It basically tells you all the mechanics the game's going to throw at you from here going out. You got a map? You can use it to see your current position and the rest of the dungeon. You can press X to take over your map screen. So this is your map. It can actually show you how many floors the dungeon contains and what places you haven't seen or not. Well, worlds or rooms that are lit up are places you've been before. Dark runs you haven't been to yet. We have introduction to small keys of one-time use. And so, as soon as they're used, they're broken. Also, this was the first game to, at least in the Zelda franchise, unless you don't count Zelda 2, that basically there was floors going up and down. Zelda 2 had this to a certain extent, but it was mostly like elevators. It wasn't really much of a unique concept for a 2D game to do so, you know, from a side-scrolling perspective. But from a top-down, we now have levels up and down, which now we have towers that can be made in the Zelda format. And so and the game is basically telling you how to handle against one enemy with armed forces, and they also show you how to take on two. With also the fact that this place has multiple pathways to tell you how to take things in a different perspective. Do you go out and fight the enemies, or do you basically go around and avoid them? The choices are yours and yours alone. Alright, we go. Taking out this guy here. This also introduces the concept of killing everyone in a room to open up doors. Basically, the solution to the puzzle is to kill everything. We get this key here, and we get our second item. We get the boomerang. You got the boomerang. Give it a try. To select it, press the start button. You press the start button, it drops down your item menu here. And whatever's on the white button gets used to set there. And I would say this game probably has the biggest inventory of items to use in probably any Zelda game. There's a lot of items, and most of the items in this game are usually for one-offs, usually. But sometimes they can be useful and sometimes not. But for the most part, though, almost every item you get in this game has some sort of use. But the boomerangs are a really good item. It stuns enemies in place for a time. And now we get to our first little boss. We got the ball and chain guy. This guy could be a formidable opponent. He throws his ball and chain at you, but throwing a bit of a pot at him could basically hurt him. Oh, you ruined my. I'll take a heart here, and there you go. Wow, he was a menacing boss, and he was taken down by 2 pots and a couple of sword strikes. We also get an introduction to the big boss key, the big key here. Some doors and chests will be basically not able to be opened without this key. This is the master key of the dungeon. It can open many locks that small keys cannot, especially Zelda's containment. Thank you, I say. I had a feeling you were getting close. I say, listen carefully. The lizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. I fear the worst, my father. The wizard is an unhinged human fiend. You understand? Yes, I do. All right, well, let's get out of here. Before the wizard notices, I know of a secret path, but first, we have to go to the first floor. Let's go! Alright, it's time to save Zelda. Right at the start of the game? Man, this must be really impressive. Alright, let's go up this way. Zelda knows the way on the first floor. We need to fight our way back. We're not gonna let Agnem get away with this. Now, in the manga, Agnem is actually sort of a friend of the king. But it's not told in this game prospectively. We just told that Agnem's just a dark wizard that just really wants the golden power for himself, apparently. And he thinks that just, you know, setting the descendants of the wise men into the dark world, as now it would have been called, to essentially open up a barrier to it. And that's all we know have to go on. That's it. Take care of the bosses now. You guys are not going to stop me. I'm going to save Zelda. You know that. We just have to head back the way we came. Let's go. And I'll say this game aged very well. I would say probably of all the... you know, even for the 16-bit era of graphics, I think this game actually aged pretty well. Like, it's still basically iconic to this day. And even then, you know, A Link Between Worlds was based off of this style. There's a secret passage in the throne room that leads to the sanctuary. I'm sure the old man will help us. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope he's not, you know, in ties with Agnem. That'd be kind of bad, in my understanding. Oh, we got more knights. Oh, you're not gonna let me kill me. Oh, boy. You're not gonna kill me. And also, these knights can't walk upstairs. Let me see. Oh, Four Swords Adventures has got me tied to basically to look behind banisters and whatnot like that to see something about that. That ornamental shelf should open. Do you have a light? It's pitch dark inside and you can't see without one. If you're ready, let's go. Help me push it from the left. There we go. There we go. Oh, a door behind us. Now, can we close this door behind us here so that Agnem doesn't see? I'm pretty sure he just finds us out that there's... Oh, we got another rats. We got rats as our new enemy type. And somehow we have this magical aurora around us that we can actually, you know, light up the rooms. But if you use the lamp, though, on these banisters, here, these little torches, they can light up the room temporarily so you can see where you're going for. But the banisters don't stay lit forever. So use the limited time you have to light these up in case you are having trouble getting around. Let's get out of here. Alright, we also get an introduction to another enemy type, ropes. Returning from Zelda 1. These things are snakes, and they'll charge at you if you're in their line of sight. But thanks to our nifty little spin attack, we can negate their ability to see us at the forefront here. So yeah, just basically don't get in their line of sight and the ropes won't go after you. And you can just attack them down. A spin attack is a pretty potent ability at the very start of the game. Just makes you know that. The game really wants you to use the spin attack for all purposes. And so, and again, this is the first time this game introduced the concept of the spin attack, which would become staple of the Zelda series after this. After passing through these sewers, we'll be very close to the sanctuary. Let's be careful. Indeed. Now, if you come up here, there's these rats up here. You gotta be careful around them. Usually these guys drop money like that. You want to find as much money as possible. Unlike other Zelda games where there's a wallet limit, this game actually has a limit of 999 rupees, and you have that from the very start. So you'll be able to... So this is another way of, a way to get as much money as possible without having limitations. And welcome to those who are all watching this on Twitch live. I'm playing the game and splitting up into parts for YouTube purposes. But welcome to the stream regardless, those on Twitch. Ah! Oh. I'm not gonna be death by rats today. Ooh. Let's get out of here. Light this up so I can see where I'm going here. Ooh, let's go up this way. Ooh. Ooh, get these guys out of here. You got also Keys making their return, so watch out for them. They just fly around and cause all kinds of grief for anyone around you. One of the rats here has a key in it, which we already obtained, and we're just going through the key door here. Now, this room here, it's all lit up and everything. But if you take a notice of the room, what does this room make you think of? This room is a reference to a previous Zelda game. It is a crescent moon. I'll let you think for that for a second there. But for those wondering, this room here is the exact same dungeon size for the second dungeon in Zelda 1. Because that one was also a crescent moon shape as well. So, that's actually kind of a neat reference. And there's a cracked wall here. And we can tell it's a cracked, breakable wall because it sounds differently than a wall we normally tap with. But eventually later, we're able to return to this room later, once we have the ability to blow up walls. Ooh. Okay, watch out for more rats. Not this way. Up there. Go. And drop down here. Sanctuary is just beyond that door. Pull the switch over there. Which one? That switch. Which one? That one. Which one? You didn't tell me which one, but actually it's the right one here. You know how to pull the lever to open the door? Press the A button and hold down on the control pad. Like this. Ah. Then we go down here. And we get to our sanctuary. Oh, Princess Zelda, you are safe. Is this your doing, I say? Yes, it was, I say, who helped me escape from the dungeon. When I escaped, when the captive wizard said, once I have finished with you, the final one, the seal of the wise men will open. I say, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. If he releases the seal of the 7 wise men, evil power will overwhelm the land. Before this happens, before it's too late, destroy the evil wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. You can do it. You can. I sense that a mighty evil force guides the wizard's actions and augments his magical power. The only weapon potent enough to defeat the wizard is the legendary Master Sword. It is said for the village elder is a descendant of one of the 7 wise men. Maybe he can tell you more. I will mark his house on your map, but watch your every move. I'm certain that Castle Soldiers will be looking for you now. I will hide Princess Zelda here. Do not worry. Seek the elder. You understand? Yes. And then Chud, this is your favorite Zelda title over on Twitch. This is one of my favorite titles too. You found a heart container. Your heart container level at least increased by 1. Alright, and that's our... We have to get our heart container here. This game also introduced heart pieces as well, and we'll try to attempt to get every heart piece in the game. So, without further ado, it's time to go out into the world. Let's go.